Travelling this Diwali season could be expensive, with Jet Airways already announcing an increase in fuel surcharge.
Analysts say that it won't be long before other airlines would also announce a similar hike.
Planning to travel this festive season? Hope you've already booked your tickets, because airfares have already climbed beyond the point that you'd hope for. Jet Airways, the largest Indian private carrier, has already announced an increase of 200 rupee in fuel surcharge. Jet in a press release said, with the recent hike in ATF prices, Jet Airways has decided to increase its fuel surcharge by rupees 200 per domestic sector. This will be applicable on all flights of Jet Airways Connect and Jet Light for sale and travel effective September 17, 2011. And this, travel agents say, could only be the start even as other airlines follow suit. What could follow could be a result of the complex ticketing mechanism that pushes up rates on popular sectors even as more volumes of seats get booked. So on the Mumbai-Delhi sector, one-way fare for the weekend of 22nd October already costs anything between 5,870 rupees and 9,619 rupees. And this on a low-cost carrier where a ticket that otherwise would be priced in the range of 3,500 to 4,000 rupees. Same is the story with other sectors too. A Kolkata-Delhi ticket is already averaging 4,500 to 5,000 rupee. Rates on direct flights with some code share options are even quoting as high as 15,000 rupees.
Your ticket is based on few parameters. One is the inventory. All right. It depends on how many people want to travel on the same airline on the same day. Secondly, it depends whether there is a unseasonal rush, which could be due to an event which is happening at the destination, like the Indian Grand Prix, for example. Number three, it could be a festival season where people are traveling back home or traveling to visit friends and relatives. So there's going to be a surge in the number of passengers traveling. And fourth, you're right, there is an increase in the ATF prices. So that will be passed on to the end passenger.
With ATF prices having risen substantially, fuel bills have bloated by over 4.5 crore rupee on an average per month for almost all airlines. And with margins shrinking, sources in the ticketing circles say travelers should expect no discounts this festive season. George Koshi, Bloomberg UTV, Mumbai.
Joining us now in the final word, Noel Swain. He's the Executive Vice President for Supplier Relations at Cleartrip.com. Noel, thanks for being with us. Can we expect a hike in fares across the board, Noel, from other airlines as well, particularly after the fuel price hike last week?
Well, I think with the increase in fuel price, that is something that probably will need to happen. However, if you look at domestic pricing at this point of time in the year, and specifically for travel during the Diwali vacation period, we've seen a slight increase in prices. They've gone up from an average of 4,000 to about 4,200, and we estimate it to be at about 5,200 a couple of days prior to travel. So I think from a customer standpoint, there's an opportunity to save about 1,000 to 1,200 if you book now for your Diwali vacation. However, if you look at international pricing, we see a big increase in prices for travel during Diwali, specifically for destinations which are for short-haul travel, Bangkok, Singapore, Dubai. We're seeing the average pricing go up by about 20% compared to the first week of September. And we estimate that to go up by about 40% as we move in closer to Diwali. So I think, again, a big opportunity to save if customers actually book at this point of time now.
But would these be across both the full cost, full fare and low cost airlines?
We've actually not seen any specific increase in price in response to the increase in fuel prices at this point of time. So the average fares are across all carriers.
Right. Noel, the other question, of course, is whether or not this is purely, centered around festive season. Is it really linked to that, or are high prices here to stay now?
Yeah, I think the projection that we've made is more driven by demand and the time of year for travel, given that it's a leisure period where a lot of Indians take a short break during the Diwali vacations. In the domestic space, we anyway have tremendous amount of capacity, so I'm not sure what is the potential to actually increase prices beyond a point. On the international side, however, that opportunity is much higher. But the estimate, again, in terms of short-haul travel, to be about 19,000 rupees for a round-trip flight to any of the short-haul destinations is the maximum that we estimate pricing to go to during Diwali.
Right. Noel, you also said you had some interesting data with you as to how many people have already started making bookings for Diwali. That's a good indication of really what demand's looking like as well at this point of time. If you could share that with us.
That data point is extremely interesting. If you look at 2010, by the middle of September, we had only 10,000 people who had booked for travel during Diwali. This year, we have 50,000 people who booked for travel during Diwali as of now. So I think Diwali is a big vacation time and a lot of people are going to take time off this year.
Thank you for joining us, Noel. So demand stays robust when it comes to flying high. But yes, do book soon if you are planning to travel around Diwali time. Now, we may be talking of high rates and a slowdown in investments,